Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaimMD here with another Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Wi-Fi battle. Yesterday I uploaded a video kind of just talking about Let's Go in general and how you have to, well, I mean, you can watch the video if you want. I'll link it in the cards, which is the thing, but basically how you have to keep in mind the Pokemon that you manage and whatnot. So today we're going to be doing a Wi-Fi battle. Sorry that I missed it yesterday, but should be a lot of fun. We'll generate our 5 Pokemon and we'll go from there. So Exeggutor, Kangaskhan, so the Mega Kangaskhan. Marowak gives us a Rocker, Scyther, and Porygon. So, alright, this isn't that bad of a team. It literally loses to Gyarados though. Its lack of flying resist as well. I'm honestly looking at Zapdos. Like, Zapdos looks to be the best in terms of what should come with this. So, I think I will keep... Do I want to use a Alolan or do I want to use regular Exeggutor? I'll decide by the time you guys see the team. So I'll see you guys with the battle in a sec. Alright guys, so we have a game. Like my opponent's team. Again, whenever I see Beedrill plus Charizard, I'm always like iffy about what they're going to Mega Evolve. Though I do think Charizard isn't bad versus me. Neither is Beedrill to be fair. But I do have Kangaskhan, like Fake Out Control. Scyther is actually pretty cool in this game, I'll be real. It's actually really nice in this game. I like that. I like that a lot. So what I'm doing is, or what I'm thinking about doing is leading off with Marowak because I get up rocks early and obviously pressuring Charizard and Beedrill. However, if my opponent wants to counterpick that, they'll lead either Venusaur or Blastoise. But because Blastoise I switch into with Zapdos, I'll be okay. I'm gonna do the Marowak route. I really do value rocks here. Exeggutor and like Porygon, even Kangaskhan, and Zapdos to an extent can all deal with at least Electrode. I think I can manage this. I think I can manage this is what I'm saying. Let's see how this ends up going though, but I do value a game plan around rocks, just making sure Charizard has limited switching to. They do have a rocker on their own team, which is Dugtrio, which I don't mind, because it shouldn't be able to 2-KO my Marowak, and my Earthquake should put it in range of like Fake Out for my Kangaskhan. So yeah, they lead off with their rocker too. That's fair. I do think that their team is, I guess that's not fair of me to say weaker to rocks than I are, because I do have Scyther, and they have Charizard, so. I like how shiny Dugtrio is just, like, it's a Dugtrio with a cold. We have actually not the same amount of mons that are weak to it, in terms of, like, hazards or whatnot. But, yeah, we both get up our rocks here. That's a fair trade either way. Like I said, wearing down either Charizard or Beedrill, totally worth it. Especially, like, Beedrill, I think is such a giant threat because of its speed. Whereas Dugtrio doesn't really have that much offensive presence. Because like I said, while Marowak unfortunately doesn't have his Thick Club in this game, because there's no held item, so it doesn't have double its attack stat, it should be bulky enough to not be 2-KO'd by Dugtrio. Yep. And ideally it puts it in range of Rock Slide, because then I could follow it up with a Rock Slide. I like that. I do want to say that is in range of Rock Slide, despite resistances. And the only reason I'm thinking about going Rock Slide is because Dugtrio could be saved as a sack for potentially Scyther. I don't mind Dugtrio going down because it's something with its own rock slide, of course. That's also how much they... Because they could easily go out to Charizard here and knock me out with Flamethrower. I'm just trying to think, is it worth it? Because, let's say I miss, right? If I miss, I get in Kangaskhan and I Fake Out, and that's free damage no matter what. So that's not terrible. I could also go Exeggutor, but I want to keep Exeggutor to come in once on Blastoise because it's a free Psychic. No Psychic switches on my opponent's team. So Rock Slide should be able to knock you out. Is it worth the risk? I mean, if it misses, it's fine. I think only Charizard can knock me out only if it Mega Evolves anyway, and that means that Beedrill is a Mega Evolve, so yeah, I'm fine with that. So good. Able to get rid of the Dugtrio, beautiful. So that means that outside of potentially Mega Beedrill and of course Electrode, my Scyther has the fastest speed tier, and Scyther can kind of roost on Venusaur, depending on how the opponent plays it. Or at least just get off some damage. Like, just damage on Venusaur is crucial anyway. Electro comes out. Are you going for screens now, or do you have foul play? Otherwise, you do not knock me out with anything. I'm assuming you have foul play. That has to be it. But if he does go for Reflect, I'm okay with that because, again, just getting rid of Pokemon that are faster than my... Getting rid of Pokemon that are faster than my Scyther just helps me out. So Electro, like I said, came out. Few options here. I am okay with Porygon because Porygon can Toxic Electro, which means that my Zapdos can Roost Stall it. So that'd be nice, especially because Zapdos' Thunderbolt becomes harder for my opponent to switch into. And my Zapdos does have Drill Peck on this one. I think I mentioned that, but it does have Drill Peck on this one. So it makes it more of a threat for Venusaur as well. So I do like Porygon here just to be able to Toxic. He does Thunder Wave me. That's good to know that they have Thunder Wave. I don't know if they have Toxic plus Thunder Wave, but Zapdos cannot be paralyzed because it's an Electro type. Ooh, we managed to land as well. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely. Also, because I am Calm Nature and Electrode is relatively weak, it shouldn't be able to KO me with Thunderbolt. And I want to say... I want to Thunderbolt here of my own, or do I want to just Ice Beam? Let's go for Ice Beam. Hits potentially Venusaur, is neutral on Charizard, neutral on Beedrill. If he goes Blastoise, I can Thunderbolt after to weaken it. Oh, he's just Foul Playing. That's fine. I'm a Calm Nature. I have minus attack. Nice. Hey, Porygon is actually going to be able to beat a Pokemon. That is so sick. And it's actually an important Pokemon, too. Like, now Electrode dies to Fake Out. Well, after a Poison turn. And I don't see a reason to not click the Recover here. If he goes Blastoise, I'm going to attempt to Toxic that, too. Get a little bit of damage off. Thunderbolt's actually better versus Blastoise. Thinking about it, because it means that it gets knocked out by my Zapdos, which already outspeeds it. Ooh, he explodes. I wonder if this will knock me out. That means the last move was Thunderbolt. They had no Toxic. So I'm fine with this trade because, again, my Zapdos was so important. Oh, please break through and just be able to recover. My Zapdos was so important, and obviously I didn't want it potentially being Toxic by Electrode, and I also didn't want it potentially taking damage because, again, this is what I talked about in the last video, but I know what I need to win, and that's one of the Pokemon. So... Porygon being able to beat Electrode 1v1, beautiful. Beedrill comes out. Do I even need damage on this thing? It's gonna Mega Evolve, right? Porygon already did his job, but Beedrill coming in means, oof, Psychic resists non-existent. I'll Thunderbolt now. Brick Break will knock me out. I think Poison Jab will be really close, if not knock me out. If it doesn't though, and I Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt's a good play because it can paralyze the Beedrill, potentially. That doesn't matter as much to me, but if they go for U-turn, they do have the Brick Break. Yeah, Porygon goes down. It was a crit, but I don't think it mattered too much. I am a special defensive Porygon. It's not like there's an Eviolite, which is an item that boosts my defense and special defense, so it doesn't exist at the moment. So Brick Break means that my opponent more than likely has, I want to say Brick Break, U-turn, Poison Jab. They can still have Drill Run, and they can still have X-Scissor. Either way, I bring out my Kangaskhan here. And I Mega Evolve and throw out a nice little Fake Out, which my opponent does not like. Obviously, Venusaur is something, but the combination of Fake Out damage plus rocks and whatnot is really nice. Kangaskhan's going to be key here as well. Kangaskhan plus Zapdos, just because of their speed tiers, are just so good. And the fact that my opponent stays in is really interesting because Fake Out into Sucker Punch should be a guaranteed KO unless my opponent's last move is Roost, which would be really cool. Like, they stood in to take the hit, to avoid the Sucker Punch, to go for Roost, and to then be able to damage me with Brick Break. That's actually really cool. But I don't know. Because Brick Break means they might not have Drill Run, and that means they could free up that move for Roost. Let's see. Nope. Nice. So Beedrill's gone. Beautiful. That means they have a regular Charizard, and nothing outspeeds my Scyther. Nothing outspeeds my Scyther. I wonder if... So they should maybe go Venusaur to try and sleep me. They could also go Blastoise, but Blastoise is kind of like a better matchup for me. Oh, they just forfeit. Well, they don't even forfeit, they just DC. So, going back on the Blastoise thing, Blastoise is actually a decent matchup for me because Blastoise's main move that could do damage versus me is what? Scald. And if Scald burns me, then my Facade gets doubled in power, which also means I can't be put to sleep. And at that point, like I said, I had Zapdos with both Drill Peck and Thunderbolt. It was going to be able to 2-hit KO / knock out every member on my opponent's team. So let's go ahead and look for another battle, which we already have. And I'm happy that Porygon did his job. I'm happy that I kept what I needed alive. Let's see if we're fighting like a Mew type of matchup now, which would be annoying, but... Let's see what we got. Okay, a really offensive type of build. with the Melmetal, of course. I don't deal with that well. I kind of lose to the Cloyster if I allow it to set up, so I can't. I'm gonna have to. I literally lose the Cloyster if it sets up in front of everything. So I have to make sure I never have Marowak or Scyther out. This is tough. Yeah, Porygon cannot take +2 Surf at all. At all. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just lose the Cloyster here. I just have to make sure that if it sets up, it's only in front of Executor, Zapdos, or Porygon. That's why I have to leave it at that. And if it's Scyther, I have to get off like Thunderbolt. If it's Marowak, I have to Toxic the Cloyster because I have to fake it out with Kangaskhan and get a little bit of chip damage and, you know, bank on the fact that my opponent cannot attack at all. Do any of that. Let's go. This is tough. This is tough. But the reason I like Porygon is because it matches up well versus Aerodactyl. In a sense. And I also want to kind of like bait that I don't have Thunderbolt, so I just want to throw off Ice Beams here. That's what I'm going for, basically. I want to pretend I don't have Thunderbolt, so I'm just going to throw off some Ice Beams. The ideal situation is I get to 2-KO Aerodactyl. They go Cloyster and try and Shell Smash in front of me. And then I Thunderbolt, and they die because they got the -1 special defense. So, due to Shell Smashing. They do taunt me, which is awesome. So the reason this is awesome is because, yes, I can't go for anything besides my 2 attacks, but I was only going to do that anyway, and now they lose out a turn, basically. Also, this could potentially freeze. I get a crit, which is awesome, too. Yo, look at Porygon. Yo, Porygon is like, bro, I don't need an item. I don't need an evolution in this game. That's fine. Obviously, rocks are incredible versus me, right? And they probably taunted me just in case I wanted to Thunder Wave the Aerodactyl because it has such a great speed tier. But, you know, knowing that Aerodactyl has such a great speed tier versus me, I'm happy that I was able to 2-KO it. The crit didn't matter because this 2-KOs anyway. If you guys know, crits only do 1.5 times the damage. Not 2 times like they used to do back in the day. So, that's okay. And by me showing off double Ice Beam, I hope they go Cloyster and try and set up in front of my face. Come on. I only showed Ice Beam. Go Cloyster. Melmetal also makes a ton of sense, and I have 0 switch-ins to it. But, go Cloyster. Because I lose to that thing. Please. Come on. Like, there's a reason why I make bait plays. Like, try to see how my opponent reacts. We're thinking about this. Come on. Show me Cloyster. That's Gyarados. I think that's okay too. If they evolve Gyarados, that's fine. Like I'm gonna Thunderbolt them. They shouldn't be able to knock me out with 1 hit. I should be able to live it. If they Mega Evolve this, that means they can't Mega Evolve Gengar. But I mean, I'm still iffy because I don't deal with this Pokemon very well. It is really tough though. They do have to Mega Evolve this, which means Gengar would not be Mega Evolved. So speed tier wise, this is good. I would love to get off a little bit of damage on you if possible. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome, because that means Zapdos knocks you out. And Porygon gets another crit, man. It doesn't care. Porygon gets another crit. That's so good. So, I'm going to be real. If my Marowak can survive 1 hit, Marowak might actually be the play. Because I do think rocks are 100% necessary in order for me to beat Cloyster. But I also doubt it because I'm careful nature. I know that sounds stupid, guys. I'm voluntarily bringing in a ground type into a water type. But the thing is, Marowak has base 110 defense. So, and because rocks make it easier for me to deal with that Cloyster, it makes sense, you know? Unfortunately, with rocks up, the chance for it to 2-KO me is over 80%. So we do go Zapdos here. Click that T-Bolt. After that Porygon crit, Thunderbolt definitely knocks you out. Yeah, Thunderbolt definitely knocks you out after that. You don't actually have a Thunderbolt answer either, which is awesome. Okay, cool. Like they don't switch them very well. Like Zapdos, what? Melmetal ideally is 2 KO'd unless there's Spadef. Which makes sense too. Alright, you're not 2 KO'd unfortunately. However, I think you turning out into Marowak makes sense. Again, I think I do need rocks. In terms of winning, I need rocks up to beat Cloyster so it doesn't attack me. And obviously I'm not going to sack Zapdos versus this when Zapdos still outspeeds Gyarados and can still roost on his own, obviously too. So, me going Marowak is opening up that door for his own Zapdos, but what if I just die? I don't think I'll die. I'm Marowak. Like, I do not think I'll die immediately. And I do want rocks up because, again, they're helping my Kangaskhan and my Zapdos a lot versus this guy. This Ice Punch is going to hurt, but I shouldn't die. Yep, and I outspeed him. I believe, because Melmetal's decently slow. So, I definitely want rocks up for Zapdos. If they do go Cloyster, I'm going to Toxic it. They do have to stay in. Completely fair. My Scyther isn't very good in this game, but I will use it to Thunderbolt the... excuse me, I will use it to Brick Break the Melmetal just to put it in range of Thunderbolt from my my Zapdos. Yeah, like I said, it's not very amazing in this game, but getting off a little bit of chip damage on the Melmetal puts it in range of Thunderbolt, which opens up that door for Zapdos a lot. I also think Kangaskhan lives a +2 hit from Cloyster. That's something to note. I'm not 100% on that. Don't quote me on that. Your boy is not sure at all. This is still tough, man. The Gengar is still a giant threat. Gengar is still a giant threat. So what I'm thinking about doing here is roosting, but I also think I live every hit from whatever comes. I do think I live the hit from Gengar anyway. So I was thinking about roosting, but if they Earthquaked on it as I roosted, because I do lose my flying type, I probably would have lost immediately. But the main reason I was thinking about roosting is because if they Ice Punch, I'd take about 40%, so I'd be about 10% more, 10-15% more. Gyarados is still in range. I have rocks up for Cloyster, rocks up for Zapdos. Gengar is probably their only play they can make. Like, quite literally, I think the only play they can make. They end up going Zapdos. Huh. Interesting. Thunderbolt should not be able to do this much. I mean, I can roost as well, so Thunderbolt will do obviously less, but they could Toxic me potentially too. Yeah, they just Thunderbolt. Does nothing. Nice. I just don't want to lose to that Cloyster, man. There's Thunderbolt here. My Thunderbolt will 2KO them. Theirs could 2KO me, I guess, at this range too, but... this is going to be tough. Oh, they U-turn there. Okay, that was probably not the play, because now I have more HP, and Zapdos dies to every attack from every Pokemon, even if I go for, like, Mega Drain. So, I'm okay with this. I'm definitely okay with this. It's tough, but I'm okay. I think that when they go Gengar, I kind of have to... I want to say I roost first and then do something from there, but it depends on what play they... Yeah, they go Gengar. I want to say I roost and then sack my... I roost and then sack my Executor and keep Zapdos around and pray that I'm okay versus Cloyster, because Cloyster's just going to mess me up, man. Or unless I try and beat them. Wait, I'm faster. Oh, they're a modest Gengar. So they're going to do a lot. But me being faster is so good. Them getting the poison sucks, though. Because me being faster meant that I actually 1v1 them. Yeah, so if they didn't get the poison, I basically Thunderbolted here twice. I 2 KO'd. I basically just Thunderbolt to win the game. Like, that was what happened. But because they got the poison, I can't Thunderbolt to win the game. Yeah. That sucks. So now I should lose to Cloyster in theory. In theory, though. Depends, because them being Modest Gengar means... Well, Modest is actually typically run on Mega Gengar. So... Because it just gets a lot stronger. Like, it doesn't need the speed. But I think I'll Wi-Fi you 100% want it. I'm gonna Sucker Punch here. If they burn me, they boost my Facade. So I think that Sucker Punch is just the best play. I really do. And then it's gonna come down to, will Kangaskhan be able to beat the rest of their team? Yeah, so my Kangaskhan should be able to outspeed their Zapdos based on the fact that mine did. Ah, that sucks, man. I actually got a little bit, even bailed out more than I thought I would be. But... assuming I die, I guess, to... They should go Cloyster. Why Zapdos? I'm gonna Facade you. Sir? Why'd you go Zapdos first? Like, if he Toxic me or something, that's awesome. I mean, I guess if they do... Like, I do Speed Tie with a non-speed boosting Zapdos. Because I'm adamant. Okay, so their attempt was just to roost on me. I would love them to Toxic me just to boost my attack, man. That's still an easy 2-hit KO, yeah. Go for Facade again. If I take a hit, though... Okay, good. I win the Speed Tie. Alright, it's going to come down to Cloyster versus, you know, my team. This is going to be tough. Because I think... I feel like I need a Fake Out in order to do this damage to you, because I will lose to Cloyster. I'm just trying to think about the damage Cloyster can do to me at +2. Not much. Wow, Cloyster doesn't do much at all. Okay, so my play is to sack my... Yo, these normal types are helping me out. My play is to sack Executor. As long as they don't sub, I'm good. And the reason I'm scared about that is because if they do... Yeah, as long as I'm good. As long as they didn't sub here, I'm good. I just spam Mega Drain. But the problem is... I don't do a lot back with Facade to Cloyster. Like, Facade does not do much. Cloyster might be able to win. No. I'm good. I'm good. I think I'm good. So I Fake Out the Gyarados, which knocks it out with Facade. And then I believe I Facade, Sucker Punch the Cloyster, and I win. Maybe I shouldn't have shown Sucker Punch versus Gengar, but, you know, it would have outsped me and got damage off. Because Surf can't, even if they're Modest Cloyster, right? Surf can only do 115 damage max, and I'm at 136. Shout out to Kangaskhan and his bulk. Right, give me some chip. Nice. My Facade knocks you out now. And I just spam Facade versus the Cloyster. There you go. Cloyster comes in. Those rocks coming in handy. Facade. Maybe they'll try and outplay my Sucker Punches too. Because they should Shell Smash. I mean, yeah, if they don't Shell Smash, I think they'll lose anyway. They would never be a minus defense nature as well. They might be a plus special attack nature though. Let's see right here. So let's do around 25%. Yep. They Surf. I think they needed to, unless Sucker Punch doesn't do enough. Like I said, you see how little that does. That's just like normal damage, guys. It's really weak. Because Cloyster doesn't have the best special attack. Surf does only like 27, 32, yeah. So they do Shell Smash here. They need to Shell Smash the last turn, and then, I mean, I guess it still comes down to outplaying. At the end of the day. Surf still does 115. So, I don't think... Does Cloyster have Ice Shard in this? Let's see if they outplay my Sucker Punch. They don't. Nice. Alright, yeah, that's it. Ooh, beautiful. Yo, shout out to the normal types, man. Porygon and Kangaskhan, man. What a pair. What a pair. Hope you guys enjoyed, of course. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. You guys can check out the other Wi-Fi battles. There is a playlist down below. Also, as I mentioned, I uploaded a video yesterday. It should have been in the cards or whatnot. That was basically just determining what type of Pokemon you need. And, like, you know, that's why I opted for Rocks versus Melmetal versus damage. Rocks meant that Cloyster came down to... Like, I knew Kangaskhan would be important because of how strong it is, just its offensive presence and its speed tier. So, and I also figured, you know, if Gengar was always going to be... if Gengar was always going to be faster than Kangaskhan, I'd probably have to Sucker Punch it. But what they should have done as well, which was a big misplay on their part, was they had no reason to roost with Zapdos. That made no sense. Right? They messed up. All they had to do was click Thunderbolt, get off a little bit of damage on Kangaskhan, and then that would allow them to Shell Smash in front of me. Because then they could have actually taken a hit. Because I believe they take Fake Out. Because what I do is I have to Fake Out the Cloyster first, right? And Fake Out plus Sucker Punch at -1 doesn't do enough to Cloyster, if I'm not mistaken. Because they probably always be at 50%, right? That's why I got the Rocks. Sucker Punch. Yeah, even with max on both hits. Well, actually, yeah. Mid-roll Sucker Punch was 25%. Max roll Fake Out was 27%. So I could have potentially, like, if they say they Thunderbolt me and run the speed tie, which they did, but they didn't Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt meant that it would come down to a roll of Fake Out plus Sucker Punch versus the Cloyster, which was like about a 50-50 roll if I look at it. Because Fake Out does 22 to 27, whereas Sucker Punch does 25 to 30. So if I got like average rolls on both, I think I should have won. Well, I needed 25% on Fake Out, no matter what. But hope you guys all enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to check out the Wi-Fi battles down below. Goodbye, my friends.